And that's a long time to push yourself to do something that you're not necessarily enjoying. But if you don't give it at least a year, I really feel like you probably didn't give it long enough.
Working 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7.
What's up, guys? What's going on? I hope y'all are having a good week. So we're about to finish the third week in the trainer truck here at Maverick. I'm going to keep watching in the rearview mirror. Just parked. We just got it done on unloading, and we're up in New Jersey, and it's Friday. So we're waiting on a load to get hopefully back to West Virginia so my trainer can get home. He would like to see his son this Sunday, but I don't know if freight's just a little slow this week up in this area or whatnot. So we've been sitting for a little while, just waiting to get unloaded. So it's been a busy week, and like I said, it's the end of my third week. I did a half a week for Thanksgiving, so really I've had 2.5 weeks in. So hoping to get another couple weeks in before I get my own truck. I feel pretty good on driving. It's just the securement. I'd like to get some more securement in, some more tarping, so that's what it is. Had some interesting stuff happen to me this week. One was, I've never experienced this before. I guess probably I did when I used to drive back in my 20s, but man, I woke up on Thursday morning, and I could not keep my eyes open. I made it down the road about 2 hours, and I didn't get a lot of sleep the night before. I'm having a hard time sleeping in this truck. I'm up here. I don't know if you can really see very well. I've shown this a few times. See that little tiny bunk up there? I'm up there, and I'm 5'6", 5'7", so I can stretch out a little bit more than the average guy, but it gets tough sometimes. So I didn't get a lot of sleep Wednesday night. Thursday we woke up, and I felt pretty good. Took off. We were in West Virginia, and we were headed for, I think, somewhere in Pennsylvania. And man, I made it down the road about 2 hours, and I just couldn't keep my eyes open. It just hit me suddenly, and I had looked at my trainer. I said, I hate to do this to you, but either you got to drive or we got to stop. I got to take a power nap. And it was cool because, I talk about Greg and how cool he is, how laid back he is. But Greg looked at me and he said, "Man, I'm just proud of you that you were smart enough to say you were too tired to drive." So he jumped in the driver's seat, and I took a power nap in the passenger seat. That load would have been late if it would have just been me. They gave us a load, and we had about 30 minutes to spare in the entire day. And I hate loads like that, but they happen sometimes. And I'll tell you what, if I'd have been by myself, I would have called my dispatcher and said, "I hate to do this, but it's not worth somebody's life." Because, I fought it for about 20 or 30 minutes, and it was just getting worse. And I thought, I need about a 30-minute nap, and I think I'd probably be all right, and that's about what it took. So, but I probably would have been late on that load, and it just is what it is. So this week we've hauled some veneer, which I either have already put in this video or I'm going to add to this video. I did a little bit of securement filming on that. Didn't really get to film securing it, but I showed how we secured it after. I can't wait to do some securement videos. I've gotten several requests for those, but it's hard right now. I don't have a GoPro. You can't really whip your camera out at a shipper or consignee on your phone. And I'm on my trainer's schedule, so I got to be respectful of his time. But we'll do some securement videos here in the future of me actually securing loads. I'll get a GoPro so I don't have my cell phone out. And so we got some veneer. Really, the veneer, you just tarp or strap it down for length, just like a lumber load. We didn't have to tarp this one. Thankfully, the shipper told us not to. What else have we hauled this week? We've hauled some steel plates, hauled some coils. I didn't get any video of that, but we will in the future. We've been to South Carolina, North Carolina, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Maryland, and New Jersey all this week. And this is the first Friday. My trainer lives in Huntington, West Virginia. This is the first Friday he's not going to make it home in a long time. So that just kind of tells you how often he gets home. But he's not too discouraged about it. We're hoping to get home on Saturday, which is tomorrow, and at least get a day and a half. Or, it'd be nice to get his reset in. So other than that, we're just trucking along. Being cramped up in this truck with somebody else is not always the most fun, but you got to make the most out of it. And, I was thinking about this morning. I had a couple of down or times where I've started to let myself get a little down. I'm homesick. I love my wife more than anything in this world, and I miss her like crazy. I haven't been away from her in a long time. We used to work side by side at home before I made this change, and all day. I mean, I woke up with her, went to bed with her, and worked beside her all day long. And so I got homesick a couple times this week, and not being able to sleep great in this truck, and you don't have any privacy. And a couple of times I started to get down, and I'll tell you, I know better now, and I know myself well enough that I had to change my perspective. I caught myself and immediately did it. And, you just got to find stuff to be grateful about out here. And don't miss what's out here. Don't get focused, when you get stressed. Don't get focused on the stress or if you're having a bad day or if you made a mistake. You're going to make mistakes. Take a look at what's around you. Look at the mountains. Look at the scenery. Talk to people that you meet out here. Get to know people and find something to be grateful for. Even when I'm laying up in this tiny little bunk and I'm starting to think, God, this sucks. I remember at least I got a roof over my head and my family's fed at home, and better times are coming. So I told you all in an earlier video, I think it was last week, that the worst comes first in trucking. It's true. It's hard. It's a world that you're not used to. You go through all the training. You're away from home. You're not used to the places you're in. It can be stressful, really stressful at first. You got a lot to learn. The worst does come first in trucking, but the best is on its way. There's good money to be made out here. There's a lot of adventure out here. It is what you make it. It's not for everybody, and I'll be the first to say that. But you got to stick it out for a while and make sure that it's really not for you if you don't think it is. I can tell you that if you call it a wraps and quit within your first 6 months, you didn't give it enough time. I would almost say within your first year. And I'll tell you what, worst case scenario, you give it a year and you decide to quit, you're no worse off than you were before you started, unless you got a ton of CDL school loan debt. And if so, just stay out here and pay that off and then quit. But you're no worse off than when you first started, and you got to experience this life out here, and you can't say you didn't give it your all. Because if you give it your all, and I mean daily, for a year, and I mean you wake up and have a great attitude, you work hard, you don't, try and take shortcuts, And at the end of that year, you just say, this isn't for me. Then it is what it is. You tried, and you can't be disappointed in yourself. So, well, good morning, everybody. I hope that you can hear me. It's loud out here. I still don't have a microphone. We're working on that. But we're in New Jersey this morning, and we got a load of veneer. So let's walk through it. Let's take a look at it. We'll get more securement videos going after I get out of training. It's kind of hard being on someone else's schedule. You secure it like lumber. So what you do is you do 2 straps for the first 10 feet, 2 straps on the last 10 feet. The rest of your straps can't be more than 8 feet apart. And then you've got what we call gut straps. So for anything that's more than several layers tall, we put a gut strap on there, and you can see it doesn't go around the whole load. It just secures those bottom pieces. Now what's tricky about this is the math is not that hard. I'll walk around to the other side. You can kind of see it on this side. They don't put even layers or the same amount of layers. And so what you got to do, and you can see that very top layer, it's right there. They put that baby on top. What you got to do is you got to figure out how you secure each one of these and secure the whole load by Maverick policy and DOT standards. Which you secure it by Maverick policy, then you've got it secured by DOT standards. Maverick policies exceed DOT standards, which is another reason why I'd come here for the training. And I'm sure TMC and some of the other big flatbed companies are the same. I don't know. So what's tricky about this is after you do your math and you figure out how to secure every bundle, you got to figure out how many winches. If you look here, you've got winches on your trailer. Now I've got 8 on this side and 3 on the other, but I threw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 4-inch straps and 1 2-inch strap. You can see my 2-inch strap right there. Now my 2-inch strap has its own winch, so you can figure out how many winches you got on each side of your truck, and that matters on how many straps you throw across each side. You can see here, see how it's not layered. I'm trying to get a good shot without bouncing his camera all over the place. See how it's not layered there? Or it's not even, I'm sorry. So, there you have it. I haven't been able to do a lot of securement videos. I've got to get a GoPro, because a lot of the shippers and consignees won't allow cell phones out, just so because they don't want you to get distracted. And then, you know, being on my trainer schedule, I can't just hop out of the truck anytime I want. So, anyway, I wanted to share this with you all this morning. I think this driver left his door open. Pretty sure he did. We're going to close it for him. No, he didn't. He's cleaning his truck out. Here's your headache rack. So on the left side, you've got 4 over center binders, 4 chains. Right side, you've got ratchet binders, 4 of them, and 4 chains. That's it. So y'all have a good day.